The Senate will come to order. Senator Ulibarri will lead us in the pledge.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, members in the gallery, please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Motion to adopt the journal, Senator Herpin. Oh, excuse me, yes, we better do the roll call first. Mr. Majors, would you please call the roll?
Aguilar, Balmer, Baumgardner, Brophy, Cadman, Carroll,
Absence, excused.
Crowder, Grantham, Harvey, Heath, Herpin, Hill, Hodge, John, Johnston, Jones, Kafalis, Kerr, King, Lambert, Lundberg, Marble, Newell, Nicholson, Renfro, Rivera, Roberts, Scheffel, Schwartz, Stedman, Talktrop, Todd, Ulibarri, Zenzinger. Madam President.
The morning roll call is 34 present, 1 excused. We have a quorum. Approval of the journal, Senator Herpin.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the reading of the journal for April 4th be dispensed with and be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection?
Morning, sir.
Seeing none, the motion is adopted. Senate Services.
April 7, 2014, correctly printed Senate Bills 181, 182, 183, and 184, Senate Joint Resolution 26. Correctly engrossed Senate Bills 153 and 169. Correctly re-revised House Bills 1282, 1308, 1336, 1337, 1340, 1341, and 1342.
Introduction of resolutions. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to SJR 27?
Senate Joint Resolution 27 by Senators King and Newell and Representatives Exum and Scott concerning declaring the week of May 11th through 17th, 2014 as Police Week, and in connection therewith declaring May 15th, 2014 as Peace Officers Memorial Day.
Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that we lay over Senate Joint Resolution 27 until Monday, April 14th.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. SJR 27 will lay over until Monday, April 14th. Third reading of bills. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title of HB 1089?
House Bill 1089 by Representative Hamner and Senator Schwartz concerning the qualification for a person to use the 10th Mountain Division license plate.
Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that we lay over House Bill 1089 until Monday, April 14th.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and House Bill 1089 will lay over until Monday, April 14th. Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam President. I request that House Bill 1176 be removed from today's consent calendar and placed at the end of today's general order, second reading of bills calendar.
House Bill 1176 will be removed from today's consent calendar and placed at the end of today's general order, second reading of bills calendar. General orders, second reading of bills. Senator Kerr.
Madam President, I move the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of the general order second reading of bills to the calendar.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the Senate will resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for the purpose of considering the general order second reading of bills calendar. Senator Kerr will take the chair.
You want this?
Yes, there's my pen.
Ooh, that's a signing pen. Isn't that fancy? They gave us a new kind. The committee will come to order and the court rule is relaxed. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1299?
House Bill 1299 by Representative Tyler, Senator Todd, concerning the repeal of the 6-year limitation on applying a salvage brand to a motor vehicle whose cost of being repaired exceeds the value of the vehicle without the recent damage.
Senator Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I move House Bill 1299.
To the bill.
Thank you. House Bill 1299 is a bill that is dealing with salvage vehicles. Colorado has become a title washing state, and consumers are purchasing vehicles that should otherwise be deemed salvage. If a Colorado consumer purchases salvage qualified vehicle that is 6 model years or older, they will not know that the vehicle is a salvage vehicle, including a flood vehicle, because those vehicles are exempt under current law. So what we are dealing with is that a salvage vehicle is a vehicle damaged to the extent that the cost of repairing to roadworthiness exceeds the vehicle's retail fair market prior to the damage. The what's currently in statute is that there is a 6 model year or older exemption for salvage titles. And through this bill, I came to learn more and more that the average age of vehicles on the road today is about 11.5. So most of us that are driving our cars longer are able to keep them on the road and keep them roadworthy. So when a bill is titled as totaled, then that means that it is beyond repair compared to the cost of the value of the car. A car does not require being labeled as salvage until that owner goes to sell the vehicle. So what we are doing is we are basically just removing the 6-year and younger vehicle from the statute, and I would ask for an aye vote.
Senator Toktrop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I have some real concerns about this bill. I drive a 2003 Buick, and it's got over 100,000 miles on it, but it's still in really good condition. It does not burn oil. Really good gas mileage, probably better gas mileage than some of the newer vehicles. I get like to 28 miles a gallon on the 28 to 35 miles a gallon on the highway. 2 years ago, we were driving west, and like many times in the mountains, a deer hit us. And it really messed up our
Deer hit you?
A deer hit us. They run into your car. Anybody that has driven on Colorado highways at dusk understand that. Nevertheless, because of that, I had damage to my left front fender and the bumper, and I kind of messed up the windshield. I took it in. They repaired it. I had $500 deductible on my insurance. It was repaired. It's just like new now on that side. But with this bill, it would have been considered a salvage because the car was at least it was over 6 years old at the time, and then I would have had a salvage title, which just, then there is no, to try to sell a title, even to trade in a car with a salvage title is almost impossible. So I just really have concerns about this. And a lot of people are driving older vehicles, and you get key damage, and you want to repair key damage, and that's going to cost more than the value of the vehicle. So I just really have concerns about this bill, because what I feel like it might do, because you're going to, minimal damage, even though the mechanical parts are still in really, really good shape, it's just going to force people who really, at this time, because the economy cannot afford to go out and buy a new car. They can't afford to have the deductible on their auto insurance, pay for this vehicle, but they cannot afford a new car. And I really have grave concerns about this bill for the reason. And I don't want to talk about another bill, but I know that there's another bill moving forward that addresses some of the problems out there concerning vehicles that come in from other states. So, again, I just wanted to let you know that.
Senator Togtrup, since you mentioned that the damage was to the fender and the windshield, I'm kind of wondering who hit who. But anyways, Senator Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And interestingly enough, we also were hit by a deer on I-70, and apparently it is common for that front left fender to be the damage, and ours blew out the radiator and air conditioning, and so it was bad. It was repairable, and it did not do lifetime damage. The key component is that Senator Togtrup or any one of us that drive our cars longer do not have to give up your car. You can hold on to your car. And of course, the longer you own your car, the more mileage you get on your car. I know Senator Lumberg is a case in point of that. Then he keeps it in really good shape. So the resale value is still, you don't think he does. The resale value is still contingent upon the condition of the car when you sell it. The main point about this bill is that you need to disclose that if your car has been in an accident, that it needs to be disclosed, so that when the buyer purchases it and they have it on a car lot, that they are identified and they don't have any surprises at the end. So again, I would urge an aye vote on 1299.
Senator Rivera.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I rise in opposition to this bill as it's in its current form. Having heard the senator from Clark express her concerns, I am in complete agreement. The other day I was at a Walmart down there in Pueblo. I saw a vehicle down there, and the right front fender the vehicle had been in an accident. The right front fender had been actually cut off so that the vehicle could be drivable. And I have to assume that the reason that was done was because the people that had that vehicle could not afford to get that thing fixed, but that was what they had for transportation. I believe that this particular bill actually hurts the people in that low-income bracket that we don't need to be hurting. We're looking at folks that just because of this economy, things are tough for them. Why do we want to handicap them even more? I just feel that when the bill sponsor said that doesn't hurt the value of the vehicle, well, it does, totally and absolutely. When a vehicle is labeled salvage, suddenly you cannot just turn around and sell that vehicle that easily, and there are real problems with getting the vehicle insured, actually, from what I'm understanding in the testimony that I heard in the committee. So, again, as to water damage that has been incurred because of flood damage and so on, just like we had up here in the northern part of the state, that's covered in Bill 1100. That will be possibly coming before the Senate here, but that'll all be covered through 1100. This specifically has to do with the age that's at the 6 years when vehicles can be then termed salvage if if the damage on a vehicle is purported to be more than the worth of the vehicle. But again, we've been keeping vehicles and we've been trying to keep them up and running as much as we can. I just feel that this would be a detriment to those types of vehicles, and I urge no vote in its current form.
Thank you. Just a quick reminder, please let's confine our remarks to House Bill 1299 at the well today. Thank you. Senator Lumber.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, even though that might be a little bit difficult for me, but seeing how my vehicles are, let's see, 34 and 35 years old, and they do get a little, they have their points of challenge to that point. I'm still listening to this bill, quite frankly, to try to sort out precisely what's happening. But I can tell you, after 35 years on the road, you know whether it runs or not.
Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to speak to some of the questions that were brought up by the senator from Pueblo. It's my understanding that in this bill, I would be opposed to it too if I thought that it was going to harm people without means. We definitely don't want to hamper their ability to get to work. We definitely want them to be able to have their transportation. However, it's my understanding that this bill does not actually change existing Colorado law that allows vehicle owners to keep their vehicles if they are totaled due to cosmetic damage or for more severe damage. And it doesn't require them to obtain a salvage title if they want to retain their vehicles. So if by chance, the example that was brought up about the half of the fender being removed and yet it was still drivable, it doesn't really apply in that case.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1299? Seeing none, the question before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1299. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no? No. The ayes have it. 1299 is adopted. Mr. Majors, please read the title to House Bill 1057 by Senator King.
House Bill 1057 by Representative Navarro and Senator King concerning the Colorado Fraud Investigators Unit.
Senator King.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move House Bill 1057.
The bill.
What House Bill 1057 does is expands the Fraud Investigations Unit of the Secretary of State for 3 years by increasing the fee to the UCC fee from $3 to $4. And I would ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1057? Senator Hill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Colleagues, when I was elected, when I was campaigning, I campaigned against increasing fees, and so you might wonder why I supported this bill. I actually think it's a fantastic bill that protects what government is supposed to do, and that's honor our rights. That's protect our the security of our money. That's to have a stable currency, and the Fraud Investigation Unit plays an important role in that. The Secretary of State's office has said they can do more with less. The outward-facing fee to the customer is still only going to be $8, and so while we're increasing money for fraud investigation, we're actually reducing government bureaucracy. We're cutting the amount of money going to the Secretary of State's office for arguably regulation of other things that perhaps may or may not need to be regulated. But at the end of the day, this does not increase the fees to the outward-facing customer. This is just a reprioritization within the Secretary of State's office, allowing them to do more to focus and protect our rights while also streamlining and making more efficient their internal operations. I encourage your support as well.
Is there any other discussion on House Bill 1057? Seeing none, the question before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1057. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. House Bill 1057 is adopted. Mr. Majors, please read the title to Senate Bill 16.
Senate Bill 16 by Senator Aguilar and Representative Moreno concerning the ability of certain healthcare facilities to provide emergency services outside a hospital setting.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. At the request of the sponsor, I move we lay over Senate Bill 16 until May 8th.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before the body is the motion to lay over Senate Bill 16 until May 8th. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 16 is laid over until May 8th. Mr. Majors, please read the title to House Bill 1176.
House Bill 1176 by Representative Wright and Senator Togtrop concerning the state audit cycle of the emissions program for motor vehicles.
Senator Togtrop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move House Bill 1176 and ask for an aye vote. What this bill does, it is from the Audit Committee, and it just changes the audit cycle for the air program from 3 years to 5 years, and I just ask for an aye vote. It was originally on a consent calendar.
Is there Senator Baumgardner?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And just had a couple of questions. And understand, is there a reason that we're changing it from 3 years to 5 years?
Senator Togtrop.
The Department of Health, Public Health and Environment made changes to the program starting in 2015, and what would happen on the current 3-year cycle, it would say that the next audit would be in 2015, and this would not give time for them to gather the data to do the audit because of the changes in the program.
Senator Baumgardner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So when was the last audit done?
3 years before 2015. 2011. 12.
Okay. So I guess my concern is why we're extending this. And it also looks like there's going to be the cost. Of course, next year there won't be a cost, but then is the cost any different than it would be if we do them every 3 years or every 5 years, or is it the same cost?
Senator Togtrop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. No, Senator Baumgardner, there would be no change in the cost. It just gives time for the audit committee, because of the changes that they can fully, because the health department has to implement the new program, they won't have time to do for the audit to be done. It's just efficiency in government.
Well,
Senator Baumgardner.
Which is an oxymoron.
We're all for that, efficiency in government, yeah. And I guess what I'm struggling with is it to gather more information? Is it to, I'm just trying to figure out why they need more time to do this.
Senator Togtrop.
Thank you. No, it's not. No, it's not to gather new information. It'll be the same information, but because of the changes in the air program, the health department will not have time to get all the information together to give the audit committee to do the audit in a 3-year cycle. So we're expanding it out to the 5-year cycle.
Senator Baumgardner.
And thank you, Senator Togtrop. I just had some questions on the air quality, and you're not the person to ask. I guess I'll have to go back to CDPHE or whoever's running this air quality control issue, because it just seems like that if we're gathering that information and we're gonna, I can't see what the difference is between the 3 and the 5 years unless they tend on more rules and regulations that are going to be on the new air quality program. That was the only questions I had. Thank you.
Senator Togtrop.
Thank you, and I just asked for an aye vote on 1176.
Is there any further discussion on Senator Baumgardner?
Thank you. Ask for no vote.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1176? Seeing none, the question before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1176. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. House Bill 1176 is adopted. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move we rise and report.
Motion before the body is to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee will rise and report.
Very well done, ma'am. Very well done, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The Senate will come back to order. Senator Kerr.
Thank you, Madam President. The committee has met and had a number of bills under consideration. Mr. Majors, would you please read the report?
April 7, 2014, Madam President, your committee of the whole being reviewed reports under consideration the following attached bills being second reading thereof makes following recommendations thereon. House Bills 1299, 1057, 1176 passed on second reading in order to revise, placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 16 laid over until May 8, 2014, retaining its place on the calendar.
Senator Kerr.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the adoption of the report.
Is there any discussion? The motion before the body is the adoption of the Committee of the Whole report. Are there any no votes? With the vote of 34 ayes, 1 excused, the Committee of the Whole report is adopted. House Bill 1299, House Bill 1057, and 1176 passed on second reading and ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 16 is laid over until May 8, 2014, and retaining its place on the calendar. Majority Leader Heath.
You need to read the...
Consideration of resolutions. Mr. Majors, could you please read the SJR 10 title?
Senate Joint Resolution 10 by Senator Guzman and Representative Kagan concerning requesting the Chief Justice of the Colorado Supreme Court to take certain actions concerning adjudication of juvenile delinquency petitions.
Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that we lay over SJR 10 until Monday, April 21st.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and SJR 10 will lay over until April 21st. Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, let me just tell you what is about to happen. I'm going to request that the President recess us. We are going to be doing the Holocaust resolution this morning, which usually is a Senate, originates in the Senate, originated in the House this time, and is not on our calendar. It's House Joint Resolution 1015. It is being discussed in the House at this point. We have completed our agenda for this morning, so rather than just letting everybody go, we're just going to recess in place. Hopefully it won't be too long, but that's the plan. So with that, Madam President, I would request that the Senate recess for a brief time.
Thank you, Mr. Majority Leader. Before we recess, are there any announcements that anyone would like to make at this time? Senator Newell?
Thank you, Madam President. Members, I just wanted to point your attention to the Kemp Foundation flyers that you are still receiving occasionally about April being the month of Child Abuse and Prevention month. And I just wanted to highlight one of the success stories coming out of child abuse prevention and neglect is the Safe Care program, and it is an evidence-based program. It's in-home, and it provides direct skill training to parents in the areas of parenting, child safety, child health, and it is being provided as a voluntary program for families who do not have an open child welfare case. So, so far it's serving 17 counties and 2 tribes with evidence-based home visitation services for families with ages 0 to 5. And I wanted to make sure that you knew that because of the successes we've been able to aim the prevention with re-entry into the child welfare system, which has been proven effective by up to 26% in other states. So we're really doing a great job with this program. It's had fabulous results so far, and I just wanted to draw your attention to that. It's called Safe Care. And you're welcome to ask your own counties if they use it in theirs. Thank you, Madam President.
Other announcements? Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam President. While we're doing this, the committees are meeting as scheduled this afternoon, except that the judiciary will not hear House Bill 1131. Everything else is as scheduled. And let me just quickly find out where the House is. So let's just recess.
Okay. Thank you. Any further announcements? Thank you, members. We will be in recess. This House Joint Resolution 1015 is such an important resolution regarding the Holocaust Memorial. So we're going to recess and hopefully be back soon as the House is finished there.